All right, coaches. Coach Gibbs here. That we're going to talk about today in this course. We're going to discuss coverages with a lot of our pressures, and I really want to focus on the coverage aspect here. We're going to go over our blue stick coverage. We're going to go over our blue coverage. We're going to go over our Tampa green, our gold, our yellow. We're going to go over a whole varied system here of coverages that you can pair with really any of the pressures in the fast and physical three high safety defense. So really excited to talk to you guys about this. So we'll get through our presentation. And like I said, the system is something that, while developing this, I've been getting a lot of questions recently about, hey, is this like a true three high? Yeah, we do have some three high principles, which we'll talk about here with our Texas pressure. But for the most part, we're not just a quarters team or just this team, that team. We're multiple coverage, and I think that one of the things you're going to find is that we can be, very intricate and exotic in what we do. So first thing I want to talk about is our blue stick coverage. All right. So in our blue stick coverage, basically what we do is we want to try to take away the best receiver. And in this game, for example, they had a really good receiver, a bigger kid that they moved around right here. Right here, he's in the slot. So we're in our three down look. We're playing our Tampa 2 coverage here. We took our best corner and played man and basically played our zone concepts behind it here. So, like I said, here for us, this was empty. So we had to take our safety and man them up on the running back here. But if this was just 10 personnel, we'd be playing our Tampa or our trap coverage here, and we're Tampa down here. All right, so I'll let the play run kind of talk through it. So you do a pretty good, decent job of limiting them to a 2-yard gain. Okay, but again, this for us is blue stick. Okay, got a couple clips of this. Okay, here, blue stick again. You can see he's in the slot. All right, they motion to a wing set here. So we're going to be Tampa 2 here. We're Tampa 2 here as well. Okay, we got a nice little stunt working here. But again, I want to really talk about the principles of the coverage here. Really want to talk about the principles of the coverage here. So again, we have our nickel locked up on number 1. We're playing Tampa 2 on both sides. Our box stays intact. We're running a little bit of a game up front because we get the counter. Okay, but this is fine right here. I don't, and I told him during the game, like, if you get blocked, that's fine, but we want to force them to throw to somebody else. And that's kind of, other than what we're going to talk about with our yellow coverage, that's kind of the thought behind this whole blue stick is you can play your zone principles, but take your best cover guy and put him on their best receiver. So that's another part of this package is that you can kind of take him out of the game in a sense. Here's an end zone shot here. Okay, so number 1 is over here in the slot. So again we're 3 over 2. We're 3 over 2 on both sides. Okay, so we're Tampa on both sides. All right, now we've taken him out of the game. So now what's the deal here? All right, they try to throw a smash concept. All right, into the boundary. All right, we got 3 guys there. Okay, incomplete pass. All right, now here they're 3 by 1. Okay, still 10 personnel, 3 by 1. All right, so now here's our stick. We're playing the safety over top. So our corner's running over here. So we're 4 over 3. All right, so we're 4 over 3 here. Back to the beginning. Benji, I think I got to start that. Benji, I got to start that over. The microphone wasn't on, so I'm going to start from the beginning here, okay? So the title of this course is going to be coverages, multiple coverages in the three high safety defense. All right, coaches. Coach Gibbs here. We're going to talk about coverages in the fast and physical three high safety defense. So not just cover one and cover zero. Here we're going to talk about our blue stick coverage. We're going to talk about green. We're going to talk about blue. We're going to talk about Tampa, gold, yellow. We're going to talk about all the different multiple coverages you can run. And again, I think one of the things that sets this system apart is that we can be multiple with our coverages. We're not just a three high team. We will do that in situations. We'll talk about a couple of those here, but I want to talk about blue stick first. And the reason behind this is a coverage I was taught early on in my coaching, is that if we want to take a specific player and put your best cover guy, but still be able to play the zone concepts behind it. All right, so this first clip here, all right, they go empty. All right, so this is right off the bat, empty here. All right, so if this was just regular 10 personnel, if the running back was in the backfield, all right, we'd be playing Tampa 2 on both sides. Here's the stick concept. All right, we take our best cover guy and put him on their best receiver. In this case, when we played this team, all right, he was their best receiver. Okay, 6'2", not a ton of speed, but very good hands, a very good route runner. And I didn't care about our nickel getting blocked. It was just take him out of the game, make them go to somebody else. All right. So here we get a screen. Our corner does a great job, okay, of limiting them to 2 yards. Okay, so again, that's the blue stick part of it. Now here's stick again. All right, here's number one again in the slot. They're going to motion to the wing set. We have a little game. And again, I want to concentrate on the coverage portion here, okay? We're 3 over 2. We're 3 over 2. We have our nickel, our corner, and our safety. We're 2 over 1 here now. All right, our Vipers in the box. All right, so we're Tampa on both sides. Okay, again, we're taking them out of it. All right, on 3rd and long. Okay, on 3rd and long. Okay, forcing them to have to try to run the ball. Okay, now here's the next set of downs, the first series. Okay, so number one's here, so we're Tampa on both sides. We're 3 over 2. Okay, now their adjustment is to try to throw away from him, which for us is good. Okay, for us is good. Now they try to throw a kind of smash concept, okay, into the boundary. Okay, great job, our Viper there redirecting. Okay, the ball's caught out of bounds. All right, so now here's 3-by-1, 10 personnel. Okay, all right, so now we're 2 over 1. Okay, so now the rules, guys, with this is wherever that guy is, the stick guy is, you have to adjust in the secondary. Okay, so for us here, this corner now knows, and we practice this all week, this corner knows, hey, if he's the single receiver, the nickel's coming over, you have to now come over and replace the nickel. So now we're 4 over 3. Okay, now we're 4 over 3. So corner, all right, our Viper, our other corner now has come over, and our safety's here. And then we're 2-on-1 on the backside. All right, they try to screen us into the boundary here. Okay, our nose actually does a really good job of planting and redirecting. This was his longest catch of the night, okay, which is for 2 yards, which for that kid, which had up to that point had multiple 100-yard games, they did a really good job, trying to get him the football. But we held him to 2 catches for 6 yards using that. So, again, let me go back to talking about the rules here. All right, so in this case, 3-by-1. Nickels over here, corner replaces, all right, which in the grand scheme of it, when you look at our system, he would be replacing the rover. So we really took the rover out in this game, and we put our nickel here for coverage purposes. All right, so again, we're 4 over 3, and we're 2-on-1 on the backside. All right, now again, what you have to instill in your guys and talk to your guys about is, all right, where the guy is, where he moves, and how that kind of shuffles your secondary around. So again, our corners knew that they were kind of be, going back and forth. But for us, there was a very successful coverage in a sense where we were able to limit their best receiver to 2 catches for under 10 yards, and we really could still run our 3 down stuff, a little bit of a mix of our 4 down, but also still be true to our zone principles. So that's again, that's something that we had success with this year. Here's the end zone view. You can see our safety staying over top. Here, our nose doing a really good job redirecting. That's a really good job by our nickel here, making this tackle, getting flat. Okay, their tackle misses them. We get flat, we bend. Again, that was his longest catch of the night. All right. Now, again, I don't want us to worry about the pressure so much here as the coverage. Okay. All right. So we do have a mud look here. All right. Now we're not stick anymore. We're gold. Okay. Gold for us is cover 1. Okay. So pressed. All right. Off. Pressed. Off. Okay. Big coaching point here, especially for a lot of the younger guys that'll be taking a look at this, is that you can't have, if you're going to play any type of cover 1 or cover 0, you can see our guys do a good job not being on the same level. All right. So our nickel is pressed on our stick guy. Off here, catch man. Off here, catch man. We can press, all right, into the boundary, and we have a free safety back here. Okay, we're forcing them then to run some speed option into the boundary, all right, with our stunt there. And take a look at this from the backside there, guys. If you can see, our free safety is shading towards our stick guy. All right, he's not on the hash. Okay, and our guys do a real good job running to the football. I'll go ahead and slow that down for you. Again, but really it's the coverage principles of the thing. All right, our corner does a good job of staying outside. All right, not giving the sideline up. All right, we limit them to a minimal gain. Okay, all right, so now here's a look to bunch, right? Okay, our point guy's our stick guy. All right, we're playing banjo in it, so in and out. So he take first out, he take first in. We're pressed here on the corner, and then we got our free safety in the middle of the field. All right, and this is a critical play in the game with this coverage. So they actually set up a field goal attempt that they ended up missing. We ended up winning the game by 1 point. I'll play it fast first, and then our guys did a really good job of playing this banjo technique here, this in and out technique. I mean, we had the safety driving on that thing. Our Viper does a good job getting his hand on it, but again, I want us to concentrate on the principles of the coverage here. Here's a good view here of the end zone shot. Great job driving it. Again, Mateo does a really good job getting his hand up and reading that sprint out, but quick throw. All right, forced a field goal attempt that they missed. Again, and that ended up being a pivotal point in the game. All right, so now I kind of want to walk you through. This was our spring inter-squad scrimmage. So you're going to see some guys make some mistakes, but what I really want to concentrate on, the coverage principles of blue. So blue is our trap coverage. All right, so blue is our trap coverage. All right, so what you're going to see here is you see the corner, and again, we have the press box view for you guys to see too. All right, the corner is going to undercut 1, get his eyes to 2. Now, in this pressure, the Mike has what we call the snatch at 2, which is he's got him up or in, and the safety is going to fade over and lean in over top of number 1. All right, so again, guys do a real good job. They try to throw the screen into the boundary. We got multiple dudes there. Go to the press box view. All right, so again, you guys can see this side here. We're going to get the corner undercutting 1 to 2, the safety drifting. Now the rover, because of the pressure, now has that. The one thing I do like about the trap coverage, guys, is everybody has the same rules. Okay, so if the Viper's going, the rover has 2 upper in. If the rover's going, okay, the Viper has 2 upper in. So it's the same consistent rules. Obviously, if he goes out, he's going right into the corner. Just take a look at the corner here. Okay, again, I just want you to watch the techniques. Okay, so that's kind of, so the thing with blue is if you see a lot of slant flats, streak out, anything where you're going to get the number 2 receiver out late, because what we're going to teach our corners, and I'll go back to the end zone cut because the press box cut was a little windy that day. The press box cut's kind of wobbly, but the one thing with the corners is as he undercuts 1, he's going to keep sinking until 2 comes out. So if 2 keeps going vertical, he's going to sink and help squeeze any type of vertical route. Okay, so that's a pretty big coaching point here. Again, whoever this snatch defender is, whether it's the Mike, the Rover, or the Viper, okay, 2 upper in. That's a drill that we'll talk about in our drills course and how we teach that with the coverage. Okay, but again, I just want you to watch the corner here down at the bottom. Okay, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, now sees the screen, maintains outside leverage. Okay, we stunted into it, which was really nice. All right, but again, it was that this was our first live. This was back in May of this season. Okay, all right, now I'll talk about our roll coverage, and I'll do this from the press box view here. All right, so roll is a check for us. It's a form of cover 3. All right, we're in our mint look, so we have our 2 overhangs, the Viper and the Rover, our 2 inside backers. Okay, now 2x2, you can play blue. You can play our Tampa 2 coverage, which we'll talk about here in a second. But we get motion to 3x1. Okay, now with roll, there has to be a directional call. So this, for us, we get motion to the corner. This is going to be roll left, meaning the corner is going to jam 1. He becomes the flat defender. This safety comes over top. This safety becomes the middle third. This corner now is going to drop in the third. Okay, the Rover is your flat defender. All right, and the Viper is your hook curl defender. So you're going to see that as we get motion here. The corner's got to do a better job of jamming. All right, he's sinking until the flat is threatened. Okay, we get all verts here. Okay, so the corner's eyes are here. It's good. All right. I just want to see him be a little bit more physical. And again, this is all part of the install and the teaching process. So if he were to come out, this corner is going to sit and squat right here because he knows he has help over the top. All right. And then we got the middle safety here, the boundary safety here. This corner's dropping. All right. So we have our cover 3. One thing I will say is the jack should stay on the hash. He shouldn't expand because he does have this vertical coming up the chute here, okay, to help. And that's where the quarterback throws the ball. Safety does a really good job. The middle safety does a really good job of breaking on this vertical route. Okay, so that's our roll. And again, going back to the coaching point with the roll. All right, so if this was this guy going in motion, all right, we're in our mint front. This would be roll right. So now everything would be reversed. So now this corner is the flat defender. This safety's over top here. This safety is your middle safety. This corner would bail. The Viper would now have the flat, okay, and then the Rover would have the hook to curl. All right. So, but everything again is out of that too high look. All right. So Tampa, okay, Tampa. All right. This is our Army stunt, which is gone over in another course. So Tampa, let me get to the press box view here. All right. So Tampa, let's see how our guys are talking there. Okay. So Tampa, we're going to get hard press, no outside release, true half field defender. Okay. Here we're trapping here. All right. Because the Rover's up on the tight end. So we're playing blue here and Tampa to the boundary. You can see the corner has got his hand out there pressing. No outside release. Okay? But again, I just want you guys watching the landmarks of the safeties here. He's a true half defender. He's the blue safety, so he's going to kind of weave over top because you see the corner jump inside. Okay, so we got a hard press. The Viper's sitting here, so we're 3 over 2. to the Tampa side, we're trapping here. The Rover's locked on the tight end. You see they run the bubble, so we're good. That guy can get off that block with outside leverage. Okay, so here's another blue. Here's another blue Tampa look. This is our Moxie pressure, which is talked about in another course. All right, but I just want to show you guys the difference here. All right, so here we're going to be blue. We're trapping. Okay, we're trapping. So the snatch guy is the Viper. So he's got 2 upper in, and we're Tampa here. Tampa here. So trap here, Tampa here. Go back to the end zone cut there. Okay, so you see we trapped it. Okay, corner's got to do a better job of seeing the bubble. Okay, Viper does a heck of a job fighting over top there. Okay, but you can see the corner knifes it. Okay, so again, we're trapping. That's how we're playing blue. Okay, the corner knifes it. It's got to get flatter. Okay, the Viper does a heck of a job, and we get the Rover there and the safety. Okay. All right, so I'll show you. Okay, so we have our Army pressure here. All right, but we're playing Tampa here, and we're single receiver side. This is our Indiana. This is our invert. So I'll talk about the invert first and the end zone shot, and then we'll go to the field shot for Tampa. You can see the safety's going to start creeping in here. Indiana, you see the corner already has outside leverage because he's locked on the inside receiver there. Okay, we get that extra hat there. Our end's got to do a better job of spilling this thing. Okay, but you can see they have nobody for the safety, the extra hat. Okay, let's go. I want to screenshot or just kind of slow this down. Okay, so we're playing Tampa 2 here. All right, we're 3 over 2. All right. And again, they don't have an answer for the safety in the box coming down in the box here. Okay, so that's tight end. Okay, that's tight end. It's trips, but it's trips attached. Okay, it's trips, but it's trips attached. So that's why we can play. So our single receiver rules in the majority of the defense guys is if you have any type of trips, all right, and you want to sit in your base, all right. We have based on the width of the receiver, we're either going to play blue to the single receiver, which is our trap, or like here is Indiana, we're gonna play invert. Okay, and again, it's need to stress to those boundary guys. And again, when you guys install the defense, you want your more physical guys into the boundary because they're going to have to add to the run. It's really, really important that you stress that this Indiana safety. All right, you got to come down and you got to be ready to thump up in the run game here. But he was our defensive MVP this year, did a heck of a job for us. And looking at that run fit there, he did a real good job in that run fit. Okay, the next coverage is okay. So here's something you could do. First and 10, third and medium. Any type of 3-by-1. It's a numbers thing, right? So this is our Apache check. So we're going to be 4 over 3 to the trips, and we play our single receiver rules backside. Okay, so it's either Indiana or blue backside. Here, all right, I'll get to the press box shot. All right, kind of get a little forward here. Okay, so we have our single receiver rules back here, which is blue or Indiana. All right. The Rover and Apache is locked on 3 vertical, and we treat a hitch as 3 vertical, and we usually play Tampa 3/2 to the Twins. Okay, so we have numbers. We're 4/3. All right, we have our Army pressure, so we're going to send a 4th. All right. Okay, so we're blue to this side. Okay, you see the corner is going to jump inside and trap it. Safety over top. All right, now let's get back to the end zone shot here. Okay, we got the numbers, right? Got the numbers. And look at our guys are doing a great job running the football. Okay, so that's a 3rd down and 15. Again, here's your numbers, right? You got 4/3. Get the running back screen. Okay, guys did a really good job. So again, you can see the sticks, and we ran our Army pressure, so we sent a 4th. All right. Okay, now here's our cover 3. Our corner didn't really do a good job here because we're supposed to press bail, and that's the corner out of the picture. So I'll show you this. So this is cover 3 for us with the safety pressure. All right. So you can see the safety coming off the edge. All right. So we're press bail here, middle of the field safety. All right. Flat defender. Okay. All right. And we have our middle hook defender here. All right. So just let this kind of play out. It's a heck of a catch by this kid. Heck of a throw and heck of a catch. All right, but he doesn't get out in time. I'll show you from the press box here. See how we just kind of like he has to flash and get out. You see, his fundamentals are all wrong here. He needs to get out into this 3rd, but because, and again, this is our FBS player here. All right, because he's messing around with his footwork and doesn't get out. All right, he's not able to make a play. Okay, and on our free safety, he needs to do a better job of getting over the top. All right, he's got to use his inside hand, not his outside hand. Uses that inside hand, he might make a play on the ball here. Okay, but again, green for so really our 2 cover 3 coverages in the system is your roll coverage and green for us. And again, I like to use colors. That's kind of how I was brought up in football coaching. So that for us is the color, the reason for the colors for the most part. Okay, now we have our gold coverage, which is cover 1. All right, our gold coverage, which is cover 1. All right. So this is for us is our badger front, which is kind of a bear. We're going to get everybody slanting, all right, to our rover here. All right, and here's our safety right here. Yeah, we actually stopped the quarterback there. Okay, but we're bringing pressure. Okay, Mike has the running back. You see 21 has the running back. Okay. All right, so here is a coverage for you guys if you're looking to. Now, we talked about blue stick in the beginning. This is if you want to double multiple people. Okay, so this is our gash stunt, but this is yellow. Okay, so yellow is defined by who do you want to double. Okay, so if you want to double the outside guy, we make an ace call in the direction. Inside guy is deuce, so you can see we're deucing right here. Outside leverage, inside leverage. Okay. So right now this is a gash stunt with a deuce call, and the way we play yellow, and you got to teach your guys this and we'll go over this in our fundamentals course for the Viper and for the DBs, is ace, deuce, and tray. So this for us would be deuce right, okay, and gash. What we're going to do is we're going to slant the line to the back, and you're going to see the mic. Okay, mic come here. So we're deuce right and deuce left. Okay, we're deucing both guys. All right. Okay, now Rover blows this. Rover, this is a mental mistake. Again, I told you this was our spring scrimmage. And the linebacker has the back, and if the back blocks, he can add on. Okay, so that's why number 5 is running down the middle of the field wide open, because our Rover blew that. Show you guys from the press box here. So we were gashed yellow, deuce right, deuce left. That means the corners are on an island. All right, the corners are on and on. The Rover should be up here playing outside leverage of the slot here. That's why the safety's off. Okay, and this linebacker should be adding on to this pressure right here. Okay, but again, I want to show you guys the process, right? I want to show you the process of everything. All right. Okay, so I mean, basically with that,